date will mark the return of the living legend of professional wrestling. Donning the tights once again, it's Bruno Sammartino, who will face the man who, well, Bruno claims stole. Other people say take or won the championship from Mr. Sammartino, making reference to, of course, superstar Billy Graham as they'll clash in Madison Square Garden. And clashing as well, the reigning Worldwide Wrestling Federation champion Bob Backlund, who meets 6 feet 9 inches of one of the most extraordinary athletes of all time, the big cat, Ernie Ladd. At this moment, let's bring on superstar Billy Graham. And first of all, Mr. Graham, congratulations last night in Madison Square Garden, but nevertheless, I'm sure you're looking now to this match with Bruno Sammartino.
Yeah. Can't believe it. Can't believe it's actually true, actually a fact of life. This match, after laying dormant for some time, Bruno Sammartino stepping back in to the limelight. And I'm curious, just like the rest of the world, and I know you're curious, has this man lost anything? Most of all, has he lost his power? We know when a man gets older, he loses speed. But in fact, has he lost brute physical strength? That will be the test on this night. It will not be a belt. That's up to Ernie Ladd and Bob Backlund to decide the belt. This will be a match of pride, sometimes more powerful than the belt. A man with dignity and a man with pride. Who is the better man? Who is the better human being? Superstar Billy Graham or Bruno Sammartino?
That question answered on the 23rd of October. At this moment, it's a great pleasure to bring on the reigning Worldwide Wrestling Federation champion. Coming in the view to my left, Mr. Bob Backlund. And Bob, congratulations, of course, in store for you as a result of last night's victory in Madison Square Garden. Again, you must look to the future. And I'm sure that you heard the roar and the rumbling of the crowd last night when it was announced that the big cat, Ernie Ladd, would return to Madison Square Garden and oppose you for the championship.
Yes, I was there, and it was quite a roar, and there's a lot of people interested in the match. They talked to me a lot about it on my way home, and I'm excited about it, too. It's my pleasure to wrestle the man. He's a big man. I know I'm going to have my hands full. I know him and the Grand Wizzard think that he's got this belt wrapped around his waist. Well, Ladd, I've worked for this belt since I was 10 years old. I worked all the way through high school, all the way through college, and now I'm a professional wrestler. Now I'm the champion. I'm very proud of this belt. You're going to have to do something very desperate to win this, because I'll do anything to keep it. I'm going to wrestle you hard and wrestle you strong and wrestle you any way I can to keep it.
It's going to be tough, Bob. This man is so unorthodox as well. He's a huge man, enormous power, and those legs, and he's just all over you. He's like a giant spider of some effect. He's an extraordinary athlete. He's going to present all kind of problems to you.
Well, yes, he is. I've watched his films, and he's got a lot of tactics, and I know I'm going to have my hands full. I'm just praying to God that I can have the kind of support that I've had in the past, because that's really helped me, and I think it's going to help me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bob Backlund, looking forward, although with some reservation, to facing the big cat. And now the #1 contender in the wrestling world, the big cat, Ernie Ladd.
No question. A lot of things has transpired in my life since I was in Madison Square Garden the last time. I'm bigger, stronger, and wiser. When I said bigger, I'm bigger in my mind. I'm at the point that I will do anything to win. I've trained to a razor-sharp edge, and now all I have to do is put this big frame of mind into the ring with the ability of the Wiz and myself and walk out as champion of the world. Why champion of the world? Because I'm the biggest and the best athlete in the world today. I've beat Andre the Giant. When I beat you, Bob Backlund, I want to beat Bruno Sammartino after superstar Billy Graham beat him. Then I want to beat Dirty Rhodes. That's who I want to beat most of all. But Bob Backlund, I don't just want to beat you. I want to hurt you until the world would know. I want to cripple you, Bob Backlund. I want to beat you so bad until you apologize for the long time that I've had to wait in line to get a shot at the championship. You've been running and dodging. You evaded my lawyers on several occasions. So I want to make you suffer before I take the title, Bob Backlund.
I know of his abilities. I've been watching him very, very close. And a week ago, I heard him say, you know, why I talk so quiet and how come I don't put a little more pizzazz in it. Well, Billy Graham, I'm saving it all for the 20th. When there's 25,000 plus people yelling for me, Billy Graham, I'm going to let you know how much pizzazz I can really have.
Well, I'll tell you, that is the place to show it, is inside that squared circle, Bob. The reserve and what have you have out here is just cut loose and is just abandon a situation in there, reckless abandon when you go at an opponent. And obviously, it's proved tremendously successful. Undefeated in the Worldwide Wrestling Federation. And I know that on the 20th, you'd like for that undefeated streak to remain intact.
Well, it would be a great, great thing to keep that undefeated string going after the 20th, and then I would be the world champion, and it'd be an honor, and it'd be something that I'd want to uphold with a lot of pride, and I'd want each and every one of those people out there to imagine that they had a little part of that belt with me, because I know how much they've done towards getting me into this area and getting me this match. You know, it took me about a year and a half or so before I could get into the area, and the managers kept me out, and the people out there were writing in to the promoters and to the managers, and they finally got me into the area, and I finally got this big match, and it's on the 20th, Madison Square Garden, Billy Superstar Graham, the world's title, and all you people.
Thank you very much. Bob Backlund, ladies and gentlemen. We made reference earlier to champion superstar Billy Graham. Let's bring him on now, along with his manager, the Grand Wizard of Wrestling.
We'll let the Grand Wizard speak. The human computer with my plans. Go ahead, Wizard.
I just heard your beloved man, Bob Backlund. All 25,000 people, superstar, he says, are going to be cheering for him. He doesn't think you have your fans. He doesn't think he has his legion of followers. Well, let me clue you in, Mr. Backlund. You're talking about Mr. Personality, Mr. Popularity. Bob Backlund is undefeated in the WWF rank since he's been here. How many times do you think the superstar has defended this coveted belt? He is untouched, undefeated, and we are not coming into Madison Square Garden, Mr. Backlund, with any intention of doing anything except retaining this championship belt. The belt belongs to the superstar. You have got to crawl through those ring ropes and take it. Take it away from the superstar, and you'll never, never do it.
The Grand Wizard and Superstar.
Oh, you're in Bret Hart.
All right, glad you to compete on the Wrestling Spectacular on the 26th of March. In the garden will be the likes of Captain Louis Albano. Mr. Albano donning the tights, joining forces with Handsome Jimmy Valiant, or Luscious Johnny Valiant, or Gentleman Jerry Valiant. 2 out of the 3 Valiant brothers will join Louis Albano against the threesome of the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, joining forces with the tag team title holders, Tony Garea and Larry Zbyszko. Notwithstanding the presence on the card of the Polish power Ivan Putski meeting the Paramount Samoan chief Peter Maivia. Ivan Koloff meeting the legend Bruno Sammartino. And in a special return match in the main event, Bob Backlund defends the Worldwide Wrestling Federation Championship in a match that will have no time limit. The curfew has been waived. It will be held to a positive finish as Bob Backlund meets the #1 challenger in Greg Valentine. However, at this moment, let's bring on Captain Louis Albano.
I'm New York City born and raised, brother. Madison Square Garden. Captain Lou Albano, coming off 7th Avenue, down 33rd Street, up to the elevator, into the garden, into the dressing room, back out, down the main aisle, and into the ring. 23,000 people looking at the one and only guiding light, Captain Lou Albano. And at my side, Johnny, Jimmy, or Jerry. Who will it be? This is the confusing issue. People out there, you don't know. He don't know. The opponents don't know. But Dusty Rhodes, you, Zbyszko, and Garea will find out. You'll find out the captain's presence in that ring will mean something. You'll see what it's going to be. And Jimmy, tell him, baby.
Will you,
Go ahead.
Handsome Jimmy, if you would, be one of the 3 Valiant brothers participating?
Shut up, Daddy! Don't tell him, Jim.
Woo, Mercy, back in the New York groove, Jack. I love it, Daddy. I love the big apple. I love the big life, baby. Born and raised, Daddy. Woo, Mercy. It don't matter, baby, if it's handsome. It don't matter if it's luscious, or it don't matter if it's a gentleman. The captain's gonna be there, Jack. Hey, we're all gonna be there, baby. So look out, Jack. Woo!
Don't tell him, Jim.
Please, down, Jack.
Don't tell him, Jim.
Valiant.
Don't tell him, Jim. No, Jimmy, don't tell him.
The Valiant brothers joining forces with Louis Albano in a special six-man tag team presentation in Madison Square Garden. At this moment, let's bring on the Worldwide Wrestling Federation champion. Here to my left, it's Bob Backlund. And Bob, your opposition, Greg Valentine, a man whom I'm sure you have a great deal of respect for, considering the fact that after the match was officially over, Greg Valentine did, in fact, apply that figure-4 leg lock until, of course, your manager came in. The referee couldn't break the hold. Your manager, Arnold Skolin, came in and just waffled him with the championship belt. It was sort of ironic that it happened, but you know how it feels. And if you would relate to the fans exactly how does it feel to have that figure-4 leg lock on you?
Well, Vince, it's very, very, very painful. And, you know, the match was over, and I relaxed for a second, and he put it on me very rapidly. And I said thanks after the match, and I'll say thanks again to Arnold Skolin, my manager, for coming in there and breaking it, because my leg would have been broken in a few more minutes if he would have kept it on me, maybe even seconds. It was very, very painful. And I'm just hoping that he doesn't get it on me this time. I'm going to have to do all I can do. I'm ready. I've been working out hard and training hard, and this is something that I'm looking forward to, because I know he's a very competitive man, and you know, I've gotten a lot of letters about the match, and they all said it was the greatest match in the Madison Square Garden, and it was great to be a part of that. And I'm going to go on there and give it 100% for all you people out there, and hope I can win.
Thank you very much, and the best of luck.
Thank you.
Bob Backlund, ladies and gentlemen, readying himself to face Greg Valentine, the #1 contender. And with that figure-4 leg lock in mind, let's bring on the man who can apply it like no other man in professional wrestling history. Let's bring on the #1 contender, Greg Valentine, along with his manager, the Grand Wizard of Wrestling. And you have the opportunity in a no-time limit match, no curfew, to apply the leg lock again, only this time perhaps in a legal fashion.
There's no way, Backlund. There's no way that you're going to get out of this. What can you pull out of the sky to get out of this? No time limit. We can go all night long, Backlund, and you know eventually it's going to wind right down. I'm going to slap that figure-4 leg lock on you just like I did a strong bull and crack your leg right in half. The belt will be mine, Backlund. Mine. And my manager will be there to see that you're...
255 pounds, here is Victor Rivera. And his partner from Tokyo, Japan, weighing 260 pounds, here is Badnews Coage. And in the corner to my right, from Hartford, Connecticut, weighing 232 pounds, Flying Fred Coage. And from Krakow, Poland, weighing 230 pounds, here is the Polish power, Albano.
Putski gets a hand from this capacity crowd. Ivan and Fred Curry victorious last week. Let's see what they can do against this tag team combination. Isabella's running and Mercedes. Bob Backlund, who certainly will have a tremendous battle against the #1 contender known as the master of the figure-4 leg lock, Greg Valentine. Valentine hoping to win the championship not by pin, but by submission as a result of using that infamous figure-4 leg lock at the expense of the champion. Fred Curry being battered about by Victor Rivera and Alan Coage. Victor Rivera taking over now on flying Fred Curry. Tag is made, and Coage now steps through the ropes. This is the first time that we have seen this tag team combination of Alan Coage and Victor Rivera. Coage ripped over, and the shoulder block of Putski finds the mark, and here comes the Polish power. Exploding on Alan Coage. Coage now whips to the buckle and knocking his tag team partner down. On paper, at least, Bruno, you would think that Coage and Rivera would be quite a formidable tag team combination.
Yes, I certainly would. I think that they are, and I'll tell you, I think at this bout, as much as I would like to see Curry and Putski come out victorious, but this bout could go either way, because Coage and Victor Rivera, to me, are as tough a deuce really as you're going to find. So it could go either way, really.
But then again, as far as experience is concerned, functioning as a unit, perhaps you'd have to give the advantage there to Putski and Curry.
Perhaps, yes, but then again, with the tactics that Coage and Rivera are using, again, you're throwing the advantage a little bit on their side because they are certainly specialists at it. So it's going to be an interesting to see how it ends up.
Putski back to the corner there, and of course it's Putski who's been double-teamed as of late by Coage and Rivera. Putski having his problems now. I believe Putski dazed. Rivera measuring Ivan Putski. Putski now with a right-hand retaliation. Ivan Putski exploding on Victor Rivera. Rivera headed off the rope. Victor, real to the buckle. Look at that. Tremendous impact. And only Ivan Putski could send you in there like that. Coage and Fred Curry slugging it out on the near side. On the far side, of course, it's Putski. Ivan hauling Victor Rivera out, who must be in poor condition at this moment after taking that tremendous swing into the buckle.
That's correct. He is quite well. I was going to say he's quite shaken up, but he managed to get a headlock on. Oh, what a tremendous double hit that was.
A double knockdown, double shoulder block there, and Rivera was able to tag Coage. That spells trouble for Fred Curry. Laying him in there, and Victor Rivera wrapping the rope around the throat of Fred Curry. Victor Rivera extending the hand tagged by Alan Coage. Coage and Rivera are really some force to reckon with. Shoved to the ropes there, Fred Curry. Off balance, that's not the place to be against the likes of Alan Coage.
That's for sure. He tripped him out pretty good. That was a bit of a judo trip-up that he used on him, and he got him hooked to the ropes, but Curry's coming back.
Shoulder block again by Putski. We saw, wait a minute, what does Ivan have in his hand? Putski whipping Coage with the buckle. Putski going after Rivera. The referee will take that away from Ivan Putski. Apparently Putski wanted a little advantage there. A little equalizer. To the midsection. Coage raking the face there of Fred Cherry. Coage hanging on to the side headlock. That's Coage gripped to the buckle. Double knockdown again. We saw it earlier with Fred Cherry and Victor Rivera. Over for the count. 2. Coage kicking out. Coage in a weakened state, and that's just what Ivan Putski wants. Putski hammering. It's Putski with Coage now. Whipped into Victor Rivera. Oh, wait a minute. Rivera pulls Putski out. A double team effort. On the outside, Rivera and Ivan Putski going at it. Putski caught off guard by Alan Coage. Putski keeps coming right back at you. Look at him. Right back up. Putski whipped to the outside, out on the concrete floor. Here comes Alan Coage right after. Oh, my. Victor Rivera. Ramming. Some sort of broom, I believe. Now Fred Cherry has it. This bout's getting completely out of hand. Pandemonium breaking loose here. This bout's getting completely out of hand. Coage ripped the Putski again, the shoulder block. Coage now whipped over to his tag team partner who makes the tag. Victor Rivera stepping through now against flying Fred Cherry. Rivera holds to the far side. Rivera up. Not for long. Drop kick by Fred Cherry. Another one. Another. Well, perhaps victory for Cherry and Putski. Let's get the official word. We anxiously await this decision.
No, we won, not you.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, this bout has gone to curfew. Here is the referee's decision, and the winners are Flying Fred Cherry and Ivan Putski.
Perhaps a disputed victory, however, by the likes of the gentleman who just opposed Fred Cherry and Ivan Putski, making reference, of course, to Alan Coage and Victor Rivera. Now, ladies and gentlemen, next week we shall have a tremendous amount of wrestling action here on Championship Wrestling. A special 6-man tag team match will be in the offering as scheduled on one side. Steve Travis, flying Fred Cherry, Seth Dibiase. They'll be meeting Handsome Jimmy, Lucius, Johnny, Gentleman, Jerry the Valiant Brothers.
The next contest is scheduled for 1 4 North to curfew. Introducing in the corner to my right, from Charlottesville, Virginia, weighing 245 pounds, the Rookie of the Year, Steve Travis. And the other partner from Hartford, Connecticut, weighing 232 pounds, Flying champions of the world, here at 265 pounds, gentleman Jerry Valliant. And his brother at 265 pounds, that is John Valliant.
Well, the Valliant brothers, a three-man wrecking crew, Jimmy, Johnny, Jerry. Set to meet another great threesome in their own right. The bell is rung. We're set for action to commence.
Pausing for this commercial note, pro wrestling appears in Brooklyn Wednesday night, the 25th of April. Scheduled to appear in Brooklyn at the New Utrecht High School auditorium will be handsome Jimmy Valliant meeting individual competition. Dominic DiNucci also meets individual competition along with S.D. Jones, Ted DiBiase, and least we forget the one and the only Andre the Giant, who joins forces with Ted DiBiase and the special tag team main event set for Brooklyn at the New Utrecht High School auditorium on the 25th of April.
Starting things off here will be Johnny Valliant against Ted DiBiase. Walk up now, side headlock by DiBiase, shoves to the ropes, hit it off, nice shoulder block. DiBiase trying again, stepping over Johnny Valliant, back from the far side, a hook by John Valliant. John Valliant himself whips to the ropes, now coming back. DiBiase likewise returns a favor. Nice arm drag execution by Ted DiBiase. Bruno, earlier in the program over most of these stations, we had an interview with Greg Valentine, who had a few comments concerning Chief Jay Strongbow, and if you would expound on that just a bit.
Well, you know, he was boasting. He said that despite the rumors and the telegram that Strongbow sent to his fans, he believes that it's a bunch of nonsense, and there's no way in the world that Strongbow's going to be back, and he's positive on it, and so forth and so on. Well, Vince, he's very much mistaken. I think he's going to be a very shocked man, because Strongbow is on a recovery. He is going to be back, and I said all the way from the beginning, Vince, he's going to be back sooner than any doctor has predicted or would believe, or the fans, because he is an extremely determined man, and I think that Valentine is going to be in for the shock of his life. Not only that he's going to be back, but that he's going to be coming back and going after Valentine.
Thank you very much. Meanwhile, it's Ted DiBiase cleaning house here against the Valliant brothers. DiBiase catching the Valliant brothers off guard there in the corner a moment ago. Johnny Valliant tagging his partner now, Jerry Valliant, and Jerry goes to work on Ted DiBiase. You see again the hook of the ankle there by Jimmy Valliant. The Valliant brothers will do this to you every time. The referee's back is turned and the double team effort continues. DiBiase, a tough competitor, but Bruno, I don't care who you are. If you're double teamed and triple teamed, you're going to fall down to the canvas.
Absolutely. A one-on-one, he can go against any of them. But he gets the edge on one of them, and there's somebody else coming in and taking over.
On the outside, DiBiase whipped right into Jerry Valliant's foot. Jimmy Valliant continuing his attack on the outside. The referee having a hard time maintaining order. Curry and Travis in the ring on the far side. Meanwhile, the triple team continues. DiBiase being choked. You see that top, that bottom rope brother right across the top of the throat of Ted DiBiase. Jimmy Valliant tagging Luscious Johnny, who both Valliant brothers, Jimmy and Johnny, taking a shot there in the chest of Ted DiBiase. DiBiase whips to the ropes,